Welcome to a very special episode of Spotlight on Glassboro. I'm your host, Heather Simmons, and I'm standing here in front of St. Anthony's Mutual Aid Society's food tent at the 4th Annual St. Anthony's Italian Festival in downtown Glassboro. In today's episode, we're going to be talking to a couple of the folks who helped make this festival possible, and we'll see some footage of the cruise night and car show, which took place on Labor Day weekend. And Rowan University's block party right here on Rowan Boulevard.
Mama say stop it, oh, I'm gonna tell the papa and I, hey, that's true. You don't have to go to school. You make it with a big bambino. It's like a vino. Kid, you good looking, but you don't know what you're cooking when you're, hey, mambo.
St. Anthony's Mutual Aid Society is the driving force behind this amazing festival, and this year they celebrate their 96th anniversary in Glassboro. Carmen Micho has been on the executive board for 40 of those years and is a past president of the organization. Carmen, thank you so much for all that the organization has done for this festival and for the town.
Yeah, I just again want to mention Lou Cordetti, who is the present president, who is at the club right now cooking. He's been doing so for 2 weeks, even though he's a full-time teacher. Every weekend he's been cooking. He does a lot of work to make this all happen. And Anthony Escrow, who's in the tent, who is the other major cook, even though we have Mike Midori and Hector Gabasis, who's a councilman, and also a member of the club who's been cooking for a week or so. So we're excited.
So you have well over 300 members as you near your 100th anniversary. And what other kinds of things besides this festival do you do in the community?
We hold we had our 19th annual golf fundraiser, which is for all local charities. We do Samaritan House, we do Gloucester County Boys and Girls Club, we do the DARE program. It started out as a DARE activity actually, and DARE has changed over the years. So now we do midget football, Glassboro Little League. We give to mostly youth organizations with the exception of Samaritan House. And then we try to find one charity that we think is beneficial. Last year we actually gave to the Penn State Italian American Club for their fundraiser. So we try to do something that's helpful to youth and people in the community.
So we were talking a little bit earlier about how you guys are the driving force behind this event at St. Anthony's, but it really takes a village to put this kind of thing together. What are some of the other contributions that have been made throughout town to make this happen?
I think when they first started this, they approached us, the borough approached us and said we wanted to partner with you guys with those guys, I should say, to make a festival that is centered on a specific topic, and it just happened to be our club has been in existence for 96 years. There's a very active membership. I'd say out of 300 plus members, we have at least 100 that do something every year. So as you can see today, we have like over 25 people involved in cooking. We have 10 or 15 people involved in the tent. We had a nice representation in the procession. And to me, the procession is the most important part of this deal. I know everybody likes the carnival atmosphere and all that, but we started because we're an Italian organization trying to help other Italians when they were discriminated against in 1919. That's when we started. And in 1939, they built a building, and all the people that built that building mortgaged their houses in order to get loans to build the building, which is amazing. Yeah. I don't think my wife would let me do that. You know?
No, I hadn't actually heard that.
Yeah, they actually mortgaged their houses, and we have like little mortgage sheets that we have in the club. We have a little historical section, and they put in like weekly contributions to pay off the mortgage, which was amazing. And then the other masons and all the people that were involved in building it, as they paid off the mortgage, they did other improvements in the club. So it's amazing what they've done over the years.
Italian national anthem.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. This is Glassboro. This is the United States, America. I come here to have a good time, and everybody's going to have a good time. I wrote this to make sure I don't make a mistake. I always make a mistake no matter what anyway. Buon pomeriggio. Benvenuti a tutti in questa festa italiana. Speriamo un buon divertimento per tutti. Auguri San Anthony. Salute!
Nascetta la rosina, cademma botta niente, me voglio pazzitella e proprio fredda. E proprio fredda, e proprio fredda, me voglio pazzitella e proprio fredda.
And this is a prayer especially for our families. Ricordati, o caro Sant'Antonio, che tu hai sempre aiutato e consolato chiunque ricorso a te nelle sue necessità.
You mentioned the procession. A little bit off camera is actually the St. Anthony's statue, and it processed through downtown from the club to the event field to kick off this festival. Why is that such an important part of this?
Well, just show you how important it is. The first year we did this, we had the statue, we had members, we had St. Michael's kids, and that's pretty much it. And our presence. And then as it's progressed, and people know that we're serious about this thing. We now have the Fourth Degree Knights of Columbus. We have a regular Knights of Columbus. We have a Lady Mount Carmel group from Hamilton. We have children from St. Michael's School. We have the Rowan Italian Club and the Glassboro High School Italian Club. So today, literally, we had a city block full of people walking down the street expressing their, Italian heritage and also American heritage. I mean, I think a couple of people that spoke talked about, we're Italians, but we're Italian Americans. I mean, and many of the members of St. Anthony's fought in the wars and continue to support the military in the United States and the whole culture of the United States.
So, Carmen, as we tape this, we're about a week away from the Pope's visit to Philadelphia, and I'm sure our viewers see the Pope here behind us. I know the members of the club wanted to make sure that the Pope had a presence here today. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, when we had meetings about this festival inside the club, not counting when we went to the public meetings with the borough, a couple of people brought up the idea, the Pope's coming, we can get this thing online, might be neat to have people take pictures with the Pope. And then I saw Jim Alley, who's a friend of mine from Collingswood. He took a picture in Collingswood in the square there with a fountain. And I thought that was a great idea. We're going to compete with Collingswood. You know what I mean? So hopefully we'll be like his model where we're bringing the communities together, no matter who they are. But they thought this would be a real good focal point besides our club heritage, the Christian heritage or whatever that's found in this town. So
you mentioned you guys have been cooking for well over 2 weeks. What's on the menu today?
The menu is terrific. It's broccoli rabe from scratch. You buy the broccoli rabe, it's not processed or whatever, and that was hard to find at a reasonable price. Porchette, we got pork, the whole pork, cooked the pork, sliced it, seasoned it to what, obviously there's big lines over there, so obviously they seasoned it properly. Provolone cheese if you want it, long hots if you want it. We also have meatballs, and then we have two guys, Mike Midori and Hector Cabezas, that love making this pasta, vodka pasta, that sells very well. The only thing we didn't do this year, because it's a big seller at the club, but it's not a big seller at this thing, is calamari. I like calamari cold. Some people like it hot. Right. But it's really tasty if you like it. Yeah. But a lot of people have not been exposed to it in a long time, so we stopped doing that. And then we want to thank Lucio's and Masso's. Lucio's helped us with the rolls. They actually deliver them here, and I'm sure they gave us a discount. And Masso's, who donated the tents that we're using for cooking and for our cultural heritage.
Well, Carmen, I can't thank you enough on behalf of the Borough of Glassboro for everything you've done, that the club has done to make this event special for the 4th year in a row and everything you do throughout the year. So
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Charles Gallagher is the quartermaster of the VFW post here, post 679 in Glassboro. And at least for the day, Charles Gallagher, you're an honorary Italian.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah, you're an honorary Italian. For the 2nd year in a row, the VFW, South Jersey Vietnam Vets, and a couple other organizations. And here's John from South Jersey Vietnam Vets. And you guys are here today playing games of chance with a lot of the guests at the St. Anthony's Festival. And you're raising money for South Jersey Vietnam Vets and for the post.
VFW, Ladies Auxiliary, we do this for veterans helping veterans. Okay. So it doesn't go to the post. We're good. We thank you, but we have we have a calling, and the veterans have to be taken care of, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. But we could not do this if it wasn't for the merchants in Glassboro collectively raised $1,500 to rent these trailers for us, so that we could participate in this event for the 2nd year in a row.
And we're having a good time doing it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are some of the other things that you're doing at the post and with South Jersey Vietnam Vets? What are some ways that
Well, we have
the community-
veteran service officers there now, so we take care of veterans that are an overflow from the VA. VA's open 8 to 4 Monday through Friday, so a lot of veterans are going to school or they're working during the day, so we have hours in the evening and the weekends there. And of course, we have bingo, which is very important. Bingo is our bread and butter. So we
that's
have
on
bingo every Thursday morning. Yeah, we open the doors at 8:30 and bingo starts promptly at 10. And we are very grateful to the 100 ladies that come out and do bingo. Yeah,
Pays our bills.
it pays their bills.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, thank you both for being here today and for all the work that you do to continue to serve our communities. Well, we're here eating and chatting at the St. Anthony's Festival in downtown Glassboro on Rowan Boulevard. I'm here with Assemblyman John Berzicelli and his pork sandwich, and Freeholder Deputy Director Joe Chilla, and Assemblyman Adam Talaferro. Adam, thank you so much for coming to Glassboro today. Why are these types of festivals important for our communities?
Heather, I appreciate you having us. You know, every year we hear this event continues to grow. It's important for us to be here. As you can see, it's well attended. Just to say hi to the people here, and I know this is something that you put a lot of effort into, so this is the fruits of your labor. We appreciate all the work you've done on this, and just happy to be here today.
Thanks, Adam. Joe, how's the sandwich?
Sandwich is delicious. And coming from a Gibbstown boy, pork sandwich, good job, St. Anthony's.
St. Anthony's is cooking the sandwiches today. John, you're familiar with St. Anthony's and St. Michael's in Gibbstown. This is something that's really important to the community fabric of South Jersey.
Yeah, it's an expression of culture and family. And as I said, if you look up, there's not a cloud in the sky. It's so the good Lord can watch the St. Anthony family, and it's wonderful. It's just delightful.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. I'm joined now by Joe Divis. He's the Executive Director for External Affairs for AT&T. AT&T, on the day of the St. Anthony's Festival, is celebrating a nationwide pledge program called It Can Wait, encouraging people to not text, not look at their phone, not post on social media while they're driving, for the safety of all of us on the road. Joe, we can't thank you enough for being here with us today. Can you tell us a little bit about how this is working?
Well, it's a great honor to be here and to be sharing the message that no text, no glance, no post, no tweet, no social media is worth endangering yourself or someone else on the road. It's all about, as we say, it can wait. When you're driving, you drive. You focus on that. If you have to do something on social media, you got to tweet to someone, you wait till you're where you need to be or your car is not moving off the road, where you need to be. That's what we're trying to tell everybody. There's just too many dangers that you create when you're distracted.
Well, so I know pulling into a parking lot, turning the car off while you're driving, all that stuff is okay. Is it okay to pull into the shoulder, or does the car have to be actually off?
No, I think it's really all about personal responsibility, and you have to kind of understand what your situation is. Certain roads you don't want to pull off on. Because then you may be endangering people pulling off, pulling back on. So it really is, there's really nothing that you can do on social media or tweeting or texting that is that urgent that you got to do it right then and there. And if it is, then you go into a parking lot and you get yourself you get yourself parked, and then you do what you need to do if it's an emergency. But it's really all about common sense, personal responsibility, focusing on your driving, and also what we're trying to do is telling within your social media. We're trying to use that to say, get 5 of your people on social media and tell them about this. Tell them about the pledge. Get them to take the pledge. We have over 7 million people that have taken the pledge nationwide since 2010, and we're hoping to get a lot more here at the festival as you have signed it. I've taken the pledge, and it takes discipline. It really does. I mean, we all got to be honest about the fact that it is tempting when you hear the phone buzz to look at it, but be disciplined, be responsible. It can wait.
Nothing's more important than protecting your own safety, safety of other people in your car, and safety of other drivers on the road.
Absolutely, because there's certain mistakes you can't take back, and we don't need any of those. You know, wireless is great, social media is great, but like everything else, it has its place. And I just really want to thank the freeholders in Gloucester County and giving us the opportunity to be here with our friends from Cartel, talking about the great things that wireless technology can do, but also giving the important message of it can wait.
Joe mentioned that this month, thanks to the freeholders, has been named It Can Wait Month in Gloucester County. So if you haven't already signed the pledge, make sure that you do. Thank you so much, Joe. It's a pleasure.
Go to itcanwait.com.
You got it.
Thank you very much.
Eggs and dates and grapes and cakes. Hey, come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you candy. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you everything.
here with Rio Napoli and Megan McHugh from the Office of Student Activities at Rowan University. They're helping to put together the block party here on Rowan Boulevard. We're in the middle of a week-long celebration of homecoming at Rowan University that'll actually end tomorrow with a parade and, of course, the homecoming game. But for the second year in a row, Rowan's come downtown as part of this celebration. They're spending one night here on Rowan Boulevard, inviting students and staff from the university, but also members of the community to celebrate homecoming with them. Rio and Megan, thank you so much. Why is it so important for Rowan to become part of the fabric of this community in the way it's doing now?
Sure, because for all of the students that go to Rowan University, it really is their second home. They spend 9 months of the year here, and they do consider this their home. So I think it's really important to be a part of the community, show the community that we can have a great time and do great things for the community as well.
So what does this event include? What can people expect here?
Sure, we have a great kids zone with some inflatables over there. We have segways because our theme this year is Back to the Future, so we thought we'd bring some futuristic things. We have the iconic DeLorean coming down in just a couple of minutes. We have a band playing music throughout the decades, some performers from Rowan University, including our a cappella group Prophecy and the 3D dance team, and craft vendors and food vendors, and just a lot of fun.
Well, so let's put it into context. If those of you who remember the movie Back to the Future will remember that the DeLorean appeared in the future in October 2015, and of course here we are. So that's a great and appropriate theme, and there actually will be at least one DeLorean here tonight, is that right?
Yes, we do have a DeLorean coming. It'll be here just a couple minutes, and we're going to drive it right through the event.
That's great. Well, you were actually here on Rowan Boulevard a little bit earlier this week with some pushcart races. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes. So we had our pushcart race for the first time ever down Rowan Boulevard, the length of 220. We actually had the Boys and Girls Club of Glassboro start off the races at 5:30, and then we had Rowan students compete at 7:30. We had some sponsors, some local businesses, and it was a really great night. I think we had just over 400 people come out and watch the races.
Wow, that's incredible, especially for a first time doing an event like that. To bring that number of people, not only from the university but from the community, is really important. How has Rowan Boulevard as a part of this community changed what's happening at the university? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I think Rowan Boulevard, with all the new businesses that they have here, lots of the students like to come down here to eat, to enjoy the atmosphere that's here. And of course now we have students and staff living in the new 220 building. Megan's actually a resident there. So, yeah, so it just brings life to the community. I think it gives them a reason to come down here into the community and bridges really the Rowan University campus with the historic section of Glassboro.
Right. Well, Rio and Megan are really active in planning a lot of different events down here on Rowan Boulevard, not just this one. So we're very grateful to both of you for all the work that you've done in combining town and gown.
We're here at the Back to the Future Block Party. We're having a great time.